திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். ஆடும்பரிவேல் அணி சேவல் என பாடும் பணியே பணியாய் அருள்வாய் தேடும் கயமா முகனை செருவில் சாடும் தனி யானை சகோதரனே. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். புழியர்கோன் விப்பொழித்த பொலியர்கோன் கடற் போற்றி ஆழிமிசை கல்மிதப்பில் அணைந்த பிரான் அடி போற்றி வாழி திருநாவலூர் வன்தொண்டர் பதம் போற்றி ஊழிமலி திருவாத ஊர திருத்தாள் போற்றி. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். தென்னாடுடைய சிவனே போற்றி, என் நாட்டவர்க்கும் இறைவா போற்றி, ஏகம்பத்துரையந்தாய் போற்றி, பாகம் மண்ணுரு ஆனாய் போற்றி, பராய்த்துறை மேவிய பரணே போற்றி, சிராப்பள்ளி மேவிய சிவனே போற்றி, அண்ணாமலைய மன்னா போற்றி, கண்ணார் அமுத கடலே போற்றி, காவாய் கனகத்திரளே போற்றி, கைலை மலையானே போற்றி போற்றி. வெற்றிவேல் முருகனுக்கு அரோகரா. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். அண்ட சராசரங்களுக்கெல்லாம் அதிபதியாக விளங்கக்கூடிய முருகப்பெருமானுடைய ஒப்பற்ற பெருங்கருணையினாலே ஞானத்திரள் சார்பாக கத்தார் அன்புமிகு சரவணன் தம்பதியினுடைய நல்லாதரவோடு நாம் தொடர்ந்து சிந்தித்து கொண்டிருக்கக்கூடிய ஆங்கில தொடர் நேரலை ஒளிபரப்பு த ஹோலி deities ஆஃப் சைவம். In the last two sessions, we have been discussing about the holy deity Sri Nadaraja of Saivam. The dancing posture it explains a lot of principles of Saiva Siddhantam. For any new man, it may give him that it's the idea that it is being one of the posture of a dance. Of course, it is the posture of dance, but it indicates lot of things in Saivam. As a matter of fact, why Saivites thought about a dancing posture? A dancing posture of Lord Siva in the name of Sri Nadaraja. What does it mean actually, Nadaraja? The king of dances. That is the exact meaning of Nadaraja. The king of dances. What does it mean? See, a lot of functions are going on in this world. The wind is doing its own function. The sun is executing his own duties. The moon undergoes a lot of variations, and it does going on performing. Fire, for example, if you take, it is doing its own function. Water, we cannot think of the whole world functioning without its participation or contribution. And if you go on scrutinizing, the entire world is full of functions. All these functions are performed, or all these functions are going on for what? Why should they function? For whom they are functioning? What are they getting out of it? Why should they perform, or why should they function, or why should they go on doing something? If you look at the answers, it may point down to a single truth, that is, all these are functioning to make the souls in this world to function. The souls are functioning in their bodies. The souls are located inside the body, and the soul is using its body for its function. So, if you just look at the concept that the soul functions due to the function of the physical body. If the physical body is not functioning, then there is no functioning of the soul. That's how Tirumular also says, Udambar Azhin, Uyirar Azhivar, Tidambada Viññanam Seravum Mattar. What does he mean by that? He means that the functioning of soul is only due to the functioning of the physical body. If the physical body ceases to function, then there is no function for soul. So, the body functions, the whole world, the functions, everything is functioning for the soul, for the soul. Either the soul may be in the form of a human being, or in the form of a dog, or in the form of a bird. It can be in any form, but only for that soul, only for the functioning of the soul, the physical body and hence the total world functions. So, all these functions may be summarized or grouped to a single dance of Lord Shiva. As a matter of fact, all these dances are enabled only because of the dance of Lord Shiva. That's how we mean, the Saivats mean. He is the king of dances, means he is the soul and 100% responsible for the entire functioning of the souls and the universe. So, the cosmic dance, the dance being performed with the Lord Shiva, if it ceases, then no function can be experienced in this universe. Either by the soul or by the world. So that's why he is called the king of dances. This dance is the main reason for the total function of the entire universe and thus the functioning of the souls. Now we have been discussing the various aspects or the various concepts being explained by the posture of this dance. How the 5 deeds are performed by the Lord Shiva, the 5 functionaries, that is the creation, protection, and then destruction, and then the shielding of lot of facts, and finally gracing. So all these functions are performed by Lord Shiva in this posture. It is an indication. It is a symbolic representation. The lifted leg, the left leg indicates that he is the only person who can lift off the souls from the downtrodden condition. From the other leg, that is being on the Moyalagan, that right leg indicates that he is the only person who can control our sorrows, fears, and all other shortcomings in our life. He is the only protector who can protect us from everything. That is, his blessing hand indicates. His swinging arm indicates that catch hold of my lifted leg, you will be lifted up. And the other 2 arms, the one holding the small drum, mini drum, and the other one fire, both of them are indicating the creation and the destruction. Likewise, the total function of Lord Shiva is being explained by the posture of dancing Siva. If you just see this type of these postures, Nataraja, are prominent in 5 cities, and there we call the 5 council, we can call 5 council. In Tamil it is known as Sabai. As a matter of fact, in English it is called as council. We call it as Sabai. Why it is called Sabai or a council? Where you can go and submit your sufferings, submit your requests, where you can go and bow before the king and request his protection and also to save you out of the sorrows and other shortcomings in the life. So, I told you that there are 5 cities where these councils are named in different form. We know Chidambaram, it is called Golden Council. Next one is Tirunelveli, it is called Copper. Council. Then Kuttalam, Chitra Sabai, the painter or paintings council, or we can say a lot of paintings we can find there in Kuttalam. And the Lord Nataraja has been depicted as a drawing with a colorful painting in Kuttalam. In Madurai, it is in silver council, and Tiruvallangadu is called the gem council. As a matter of fact, these dances indicate different functions as a matter of it. Of course, they are also called, the dances are also named in different forms. For example, in Tinnavalli, the Copper Council, Tamira Savi, the dance is called Kalika Tandavam. It indicates the function of Lord Shiva of creation. The next one, Tiruputtur, that will come later. Let us go to Madurai. There it is called a Silver Council, Madurai. He performs Sandhya Tandavam. The Sandhya Tandavam during daytime, during night time it is also called Shankara Tandavam. So both the protection and destruction are performed in that council. Next one, Chitra Sabai, the painting council. There the dance is named as Tirupuri Tandavam. It is the shielding or Maraital. Then finally, Tiruvallangadu, Ratana Sabai, the Council of Gem, Urdhva Tandavam. If you just notify, if you just take a note of the dance, instead of rising to a level, his left leg, he has lifted the left leg up to his ear level. That is called the Urdhva Tandavam. It indicates the blessing or grace. Then finally the Thillai, Chidambaram, the Golden Council, it is called Ananda Tandavam. There the Lordship performs all the 5 functions. In addition to this, one more council is also mentioned. Tiruputtur, it is called Gauri Tandavam for protection, Gauri Tandavam. And we are actually, these 5 cities, 5 councils, we are taking note of the dances. For example, almost all the dances except in Madurai and Tiruvallangadu, all other temples, you have the same nature of dancing. In Madurai, he has lifted the right leg instead of the left one. On Mailagan, he was pressing the left leg on the back of the Mailagan. Okay. Then we also described Thiru which is actually different from other dance postures. Okay. Now, the dances, of course, in each temple, dancing posture in each temple, is called the same name as Nadaraja. Of course, the purpose of the dance in the particular temple is named after the details as we have just discussed. If we go to Chidambaram, we will say Kanaga Sabai. If we go to Thiru we will say Rajita Sabai or Council of Silver. Okay. So, likewise, we have been discussing the various indications or various notations or various representations of the dance. In some Agamam, in some places, the dances are grouped in 3 different types, which we also are willing to see. The first type of dance is known as the performer, the dance performer, the Lord Siva, is known as Tandaveswarar. The second one is called Rudra, and the third performer is Maheshwara Nadarasa. Of course, all of them are indicating only Lord Shiva. All of them are only the different names of a single Padi, the one and only Padi, the one and only the Lord. Lord is only one. There cannot be more than one Lord. Only one Lord is named after different titles. Likewise, the dance is also, it has a various different types of dances, various names, various functions explained. So, it is a vast ocean of details for Nataraja. In different notations, in different forms, different details are given. Of course, what we are seeing and what I am explaining conform to the basic principles of Saiva Siddhanta. So, we have to adhere only to the details explained in Sivakumar. See, the dance that is called this Ananda Nadarasa Murti, who is responsible for the 5 functions of the basic functions of the total world. The Tandava Srihanda Rudra, suppose the Nataraja is called as Sri Kanda Rudra, then we indicate only the performance of destruction, Uri Kalam, the final day. On the final day, everything will be drawn back. Everything came out of Sukshamam, everything will be drawn in. Everything will go into the Sukshamam, and the total universe will be of size, as Einstein has explained, to a size that an ant can swallow it. That much small Sukshamam he is meaning. Of course, in our Saiva Siddhantam, it has been explained that everything will be drawn into the Sukshamam. Everything came out of this. So, where it came out, it will finally go in. Isn't it? So, that is the basic theory we must understand. Srikandarudrara explains that principle. Then the third one is Maheswara Nadarasar. You please understand that you may see the dancing Nadaraja in many places other than the temples. You may even wonder why this Nadaraja is installed here. When this is not a temple, why he has been brought in here? People may ask. For example, in dance classes or in other places where the people want to give a different look for the entire place, we may find Nadaraja there. When you go to a dance institution, of course it's not a temple, you can find Nadaraja there. So the people in Saiva Siddhantam says Nadaraja can also be installed in Maheswara Nadarasar. It indicates the dancing beauty. That's all. Just to indicate a dancing beauty, Nadaraja can be installed. And he is the king of the arts. He is the lord of arts. Not only dancing, everything, for all arts, he is the king. Particularly for dance, he is worshipped as the lord of dances. So whenever some place is to be used as an institution where dance performances are conducted and dances are taught, all these things you can install a Nadaraja other than the temple nature. So that Nadaraja is called Maheswara Nadarasar. The basic dancing details of Bharatam will be indicated by Sri Nadaraja. So, of course, we are concerned only about the Nadaraja called Ananda Nadarasar. The bliss the saints are reaping out of this dance. He is the only God who can plunge the souls into the eternal bliss. That is the final stage. After a lot of sufferings, right from the day one, the souls are only suffering. They think that they are enjoying or enjoy like that. They may think, but it is not a lasting one or a permanent one or a pure one. So we never care whenever we enjoy, whether it is a pure joy, whether it is a deserving joy, whether it will last. All these things we never look upon. Whenever something comes for our enjoyment, we just enjoy it, and we don't think that it is going to be the reason for our future sufferings. You understand? If you enjoy a food, then be sure that the enjoyment will fetch you some future sufferings. If you enjoy a scene or a sight, then definitely it's going to give you some other negative effect. What I am trying to say is, all these experiences are concerned about this world. Experiences concerned about the world will definitely have after effect. If you enjoy, if you think that it is a pure enjoyment, that it should not have any reaction. It should be long lasting. It should not fetch any other suffering as side effect. You understand? What is the best medicine? A medicine which can cure without side effects. So the disease should be cured without side effects. That is the only remedy. But we are looking for remedies for the present suffering, and we are satisfied and convinced with that solution. But as time goes on, the solution brings another problem. So solutions should not be future problems. That is how we are solving our problems. We are solving our issues with the solutions which become problems in the future. Once again, you are finding some other solutions for those problems. So what is actually a bliss? Worldly enjoyment is different from the bliss offered by Lord Shiva. That is being indicated, represented by Lord Nadaraja. That is why it is called dance of bliss, Ananda Tandavam. That is the way in which Vyakrabhadar, Patanjali, Triyana Sambandar, Sudramurti Swamigal, Tirunavakar Swamigal, all of them worshipped the Lord Nadaraja only in that sense, and they were receiving the bliss, eternal bliss, everlasting bliss, and never fetching any other side effect. If you enjoy him, you are not going to have any other reaction, worldly reaction. That is why it is called Ananda Tandavam. Ananda Tandavam. And in Unmai Vilakam by Srila Sri Umavati Sivam, he has explained this nice dance of bliss as Monanda Mamunivar Mummalathai Mosithu Than Andamana Idatte Tangiyidum Anandam Mundu Arunda Nindru Adal Kanum Arul Murtiya Konda Thiru Ambalathan Kuthu. This is a Tamil poem, a Tamil verse, Venba, composed by Srila Sri Umavati Sivam. What does he say? By worshipping Lord Nadaraja, the saints feel their selfness being lost. Because whenever we do something, whenever we experience something, whenever we perform something, whenever we are functioning, the only thing that is posing in front of us is the self, the feel of self, myself. When the other person does yourself, themselves, that self feeling will never be lost whether we enjoy, whether we suffer, whether we perform, whether we talk, whether we hear, whether we see, in all our activities, invariably in all activities, we feel the self. So saints will lose the self, the selfness first. They will lose the selfness. whenever they stand before Him, they never feel the self. தான் அந்தமான இடத்தே, தான் அந்தமான இடத்தே, தான் அந்தமான இடம். That is the idam means we can mean by time or place. If you want to receive the bliss, then the bliss will be received only by the, it can be enjoyed and it can be stored, it can be felt only in a place where the self is absent. If the self is absent, then that is the right place for the bliss to come, rest and being enjoyed. So, this Nataraja Murtam, it is the only performer to nullify or to make it nil or null the feel of self for the saints. The three impurities automatically vanish. Anavam, Kanvam, Maya. These three impurities automatically vanish and they are ready to receive the bliss from Him. Then this Nataraja, this posture or this Nataraja on just by seeing the eyes, it performs the total transformation of the soul to enjoy the bliss without self. So that's what he says. Anandam mundu arunda nindru adal kanum. Mundu arunda. Mundu arunda means you have to take by a cup, isn't it? It is full of bliss. It is full of bliss. You have to take and drink. You can take only little by little. You cannot swallow at one time all the quantity. You have to take it little by little. You have to take little by little. What is the cup you are using? That is your eyes. The eyes are the cups. And there is the bliss. You just take a cup of bliss and drink it through your eyes. Kangalal pariha. Anandam kondu arundi nindru adal kanum. Adal kanum. Nindru adal, he is dancing. Of course, it is a standing posture. He is ready and he is waiting. He expects you to come and take the bliss and enjoy. Arul Murtiyai Kunda. Arul Murti. What does it mean, Arul Murti? It means that he is having this posture or this structure only out of his grace. See, Murti means a form you see by your eyes. It is made up of grace, not by metal, not by stone. Even though it is made by metal and stone virtually, but you can transform. Whenever you go and look at this, the transformation happens. The transformation happens very nicely so that it is full of bliss, and you are drinking out of a ear by using your ears as a cup. And the dance creates all the enjoyment in the soul. That is the Ananda Kuthu. Of course, it may be a little difficult to understand or to conceive how the bliss or the enjoyment can be felt by the soul. The poem actually stress the fact that your physical structure, is transformed into a structure of grace to receive the bliss from Lord Nataraja. So it is a very wonderful concept, this Ananda Tandavam. Even though whenever we go to temple, whenever we see, since the transformation has not occurred, we just see him as a statue or a form of God, and we make a prayer and we pray, and to that effect we are being blessed. Of course, we are being blessed, no doubt. But saints, they go beyond a level. They go beyond the level and they receive the bliss out of Lord Nataraja. So he is the only person. He is the only thing. He is the only thing. He is the only entity who can give you the bliss. Nothing else. Nothing else. Pati Pasu Pasam. A Pasu cannot satisfy, convince another soul. A soul cannot give the Anandam, the bliss of Lord Shiva, to another soul. One soul can make fit the other soul to receive it. The soul which is called upgraded by Lord Shiva may help the other soul to come up, to upgrade itself. It can help to reach the level. All these things can be done, but finally, the final thing is the bliss can be blessed only by Lord Shiva and not by anybody else. That we must understand. That is why it is called Guru Arul. Arul means make you fit for receiving the bliss. Arul Turiya Nilai. Anandam Turiyadida Nilai. Turiyam, a place with the border. Turiyadidam, place without border. Atitam. In Turiyam, you will be made fit. You will be made fit enough to receive, to enjoy the bliss. So Lord Shiva is ready to give bliss to all, but whether all of them are ready to or fit enough to receive the bliss. God may be willing to give the bliss, but you have to qualify yourself, or you have to make yourself deserving enough, or you must be deserved to receive it, to enjoy it. You understand? That is the process going on, as a matter of fact. That is the thing indicated by the dance. The same dance is a blessing dance. The same dance is the bliss dance. One is blessing, one is awarding, offering bliss. ஆனந்தம். ஒன் இஸ் அருள் நடனம், இன்னொன்று ஆனந்த நடனம். The same dance, the same padi. Nobody else comes and offers this bliss. Only Lord Shiva. He performs creation. He performs protection. He performs all activities and for the elevating, for lifting up the souls or liberating the souls from the sufferings. He may be doing lot of things. He is the person giving your birth. He is the person responsible for your birth. The birth may be a suffering one, but he is the one who gave you. The birth may be a reasonable one. He is the one who has given it. The birth may be a meaningful one. He is the one who has given it. The birth may be an useless one. He is the one who has given it. He is the one who gives birth to all the souls depending upon the maturity level of all the souls, and that is being indicated Aindolil, 5 performances. And Nadaraja, it is the holy dance, Tirukuttu, the holy dance. It indicates the 5 performances or the 5 functions he is doing. The same dance indicates that. But the same dance indicates for the saints. I have mentioned the names Patanjali, Vyagrapadar at the commencement of the class. I mentioned their names. When they came to worship him, they look at him in a different angle. The same posture, the same Nadaraja, but they are there with their self lost. But when we go over there, can we lose ourselves? We cannot lose ourselves. Not only there, anywhere we cannot lose ourselves. So, தான் அந்தமான இடத்தே, that is very important. Once you lose yourself, you are fit enough to receive the bliss of Lord Shiva. That is being indicated by the dancing posture. He says, Srila Sri Umapati Sivam says, Monanda Ma Munivar. Who are they? Monanda Ma Munivar. Monam, it is the final stage of Jnanam. When your Jnanam gets maturity level, the final stage is Monam. At that stage, the saints, Munivar, like Patanjali, Vyagrapadar, Trinyana Sambandar, Tanandamana Idate, they have lost their self, and they have also been liberated from the 3 impurities, and they start taking this bliss out of Lord Nadaraja. Arulmurti. So when we see Lord Nadaraja, they see him as the personification of grace. But when we see Lord Nadaraja, we see him as a form of metal, or with the holiness, of course, a form of stone, of course with the holiness, that's all. But they will never see stone or metal in that form. They will never see. They will see only the grace. That is how they are matured. That is how they have been come up. That is how they have come up. So the intricacies involved in the Lord Nataraja are enormous. It's not very easy to understand the dancing Siva. It gives a lot of meanings. If you go over there, if you stand before him, if you focus your attention, you may be given different meaning. You may be given different experience. David Cheklar explains the experiences of Srila Sri Tirunavukar sir, Srila Sri Trinyana Sambandar, Srila Sri Sundaramurti Swami. Their experiences are not alike, they are unique. Everything, every experience is a unique one. Every thing is a unique one. They enjoyed. They were shedding tears. They were overwhelmed. They were tight-lipped sometimes. They were shivering. They were experiencing different moods. How do they happen? Or how did they happen? Even today, people with a different maturity level receive different maturity experiences. Of course, don't think that the Diksha that there is getting the experience and delivering it to you. They are only performing puja. You are the only person who has to receive the experience depending upon your maturity. They will be performing pujas indicated in the Agamam as directed by Agamam. They are maintaining the temple. They are performing the pujas. They are holding the prayer. They are conducting the prayers. All these things are conducted according to the Agamas. But what about the experience you are going to have there? It is up to you. It has nothing to do with the Dikshadar. It has nothing to do with the Dikshadar. It has to do only with your maturity level. It has to do only with your bhakti. It is the only thing that is the maturity level that will bring you the experience from Lord Nataraja. So please understand, Lord Nataraja is, that is why he is called Podu. What do you mean by Podu? Common. Podu means common. He is common to all souls. He is common to all souls. But he is special to individual soul. He never selects souls by any other qualification. Only on the maturity level, according to the maturity level, he gives the experience. So in that aspect, he is common to all souls. He is indifferent to all souls. He never differentiates between the souls. As far as he is concerned, all souls are alike. That's all. All of them are his sons, daughters. But depending upon the individual maturity level, they are receiving the deserving thing or deserving experience from Lord Nataraja. That is why he is called Podu, common. You understand? What do you mean by Podu? What do you mean by podu? Podu means availability is in common. Availability in common. See the river full of water flowing, it is common. A man going with a barrel may fill his barrel with it. A man going with a pot may fill it with his pot with water. A man going over there with a tumbler, he can only fill the tumbler, that's all, with water. Some people are, now why some people, lot of people are going with a spoon. Only spoon feeding, only spoon level you will receive. But the river is common. Likewise, Nataraja is common to offer the bliss. But whether we are fit enough, whether we may have made ourselves fit enough to receive the bliss. So many people are going over there for their worldly benefits. So to their maturity level, they can demand only like that. So Lord Nataraja never finds fault with them. He only thinks that the maturity level has to be boosted. It has to be raised. Okay, he gives them what they want. They get experience. After the experience, they correct themselves. It's only a feedback arrangement. Do something, get the benefit or get the result. Get yourself corrected. Ask for another thing. Get the result. Get yourself corrected. Ask for another thing. Likewise, the process is going on. When you get something and when you receive negative results, the natural tendency is to never ask for that thing again. That is the natural tendency, isn't it? So likewise, the Almighty gives the experiences and put us in the experience cycle. That experience cycle is depicted by the dance. So he is putting the souls under the experience cycle. The experience cycle elevates the souls and improves the maturity level and make them fit enough for enjoying the bliss. So the same Almighty in the same posture offers the bliss they are qualified, for which they are qualified. So Lord Nataraja indicates the cycle of experiences for common man, but he also, the Nataraja also indicates the abundant measure of bliss being blessed to the saints. As far as in this world is concerned, as far as people are in the physical body, the souls are, during the time the souls are in the physical body. Once the soul leaves the body, the phenomena is different. Is it not? So we are talking about the souls in the physical structure. So people with the cycle of experiences, people with maturity level fit enough to receive grace, both of them he is in common, and he is in common, he is podu, where the different types of experiences are awarded or given by Lord Nataraja. With this I think that I can conclude this session about Lord Nataraja. If you go over Lot of books about Nataraja are available with so many details. But we have to understand, that the basic principles, basic concepts conforming to Saiva Siddhanta, those things are only to be understood, and those things are only to be followed. So, I am just picking up all these details from hundreds and hundreds of details which are relevant to our Saiva Siddhantam, and which are to be known by us, as far as Lord Nataraja is concerned. I am just narrating and summarizing. Okay, with this I am just concluding this session, and I will give you the 5-lettered mantra 5 times. I will recite. I will request you, please follow me. Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Tiruchitrambalam. I have to thank the Mrs. and Mr. couple. They are the persons who motivate this type of serial lectures. Of course, their intention is to distribute the basic ideas of Saiva Siddhantam and also the basic principles of the great Saivam and the holy deities. What do they actually preach us? All these details are to be taken to the people who may not be well versed with Tamil. So, their efforts, I don't think that it will go to waste. Definitely, it will yield results. People will be hearing today or tomorrow or the days to come. They have to just to go through these series of lectures. They have to be patiently listened, and they will be able to gather a lot of facts about our holy deities. They are meaningful. All our deities are meaningful and delivering messages, not only messages, they are healing our sufferings in our lives. That has to be understood, and please take the details of this lecture. If you are able to deliver this message to somebody else also, it is a success of this session. So, I will request you, either you may ask others to listen to this series of lectures, or you may also deliver them the messages or the gist of these sessions to others. In that way, you can also do some service to Saivam. With this, I am just concluding this session. Let us meet next week, that is on 14th, at the same time 4 o'clock, with new details, new concepts in Saivam. Thank you. Tiruchitrambalam. தென்னாடுடைய சிவனே போற்றி, எந்நாட்டவர்க்கும் இறைவா போற்றி, வெற்றிவேல் முருகனுக்கு அரோகரா. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம்.